We had an absolutely great meeting on Friday, but it ran a little long and I didn't quite have the opportunity to cover everything that I wanted to cover. So I thought I would make this short YouTube video to cover the last topic and very important topic of the meeting, and that is your meetings and interactions with your mentor, one of the most important components of the STEM Scholars program. First of all, your mentor will be reaching out to you by email to set up your initial meeting. So please check your Madison College email for an email from your mentor. When you set up your initial meeting, please show up. It is very frustrating to plan your schedule as a mentor, plan around that meeting, and then your mentor not show up. It is common professional courtesy once you set a meeting to make sure you are there. Now, I do understand that things happen. I have had to cancel meetings with my mentee, and from time to time, mentees have to cancel meetings with their mentor. If that occurs, don't just not show up. Call your mentor, let them know what the situation is. If you are running late, call them, let them know that you are running late, but you will be there. Again, this is common professional courtesy. It's the right and the professional thing to do. When you initially meet with your mentor, in addition to getting to know one another, you also need to define what your mentor-mentee relationship will be. In other words, you want to make sure that you are on the same page and that your expectations and those of your mentor are aligned. So for new students, if you're meeting with your mentor for the first time, talk a little bit about what your expectations are, or ask the mentor what their expectations are. For those scholars who are returning and you're reconnecting with your mentors that you had the previous semesters, reflect on the previous semesters. What worked well? What could have been improved? Were there some things that you were supposed to cover or accomplish, but you never got around to doing those? What we're looking for is continuous improvement. Most students, I believe, had a very good experience with their mentors in previous semesters. We want this semester to be as successful or better. It is also important at your first meeting that you establish regular meetings at the same day and the same time for the entire semester, and also include a rain date. For example, my mentor and I meet the first and third Fridays of every month at 8:45. And if something happens and he or I have to cancel, then we automatically have a rain date of the second or fourth Friday at 8:45 of every month. So it's very important to just have a regular meeting schedule, put it in your calendar, have your calendar remind you of the meetings, and that way you'll be sure you always have the meetings and that you're always on time. Also, establish a mutually acceptable means of communication. Now, faculty will always prefer to communicate by Madison College email, and eventually that's how we want you to communicate. You should be checking your Madison College student email regularly. It's just good practice. That's how all of your instructors are going to be communicating with you, either directly or through Blackboard. You should be doing that. However, it may take some time for you to become fully on board with that. So you need to have a frank conversation with your mentors about what's the best way to get in touch with you. Maybe they reach out to you by email, but then they zap you a quick text saying, hey, I just sent you an email, take a look at it, or something like that. You have to have some discussion about how you're going to communicate and what's the best way to communicate. So you're going to be meeting with your mentors a couple of times a month for an hour. One of the things that you should accomplish when you're meeting with your mentor, or I guess I should say one of the things that you should do, is to share your academic progress with your mentor. So literally open up your computer or use your mentor's computer to log into your Blackboard and show them the grade center of your Blackboard sites. What I want you to do is to share your academic progress with your mentors. They need to know how you are performing. If you're not really sure what your current grade is, if you're having trouble understanding Blackboard, well, that is an opportunity for you and your mentor to work together so you can determine where you are. Your syllabus and the grade center should be all you need to know where you stand in your class. One of the hallmarks of a good student is knowing how you are performing in a class at all times. Your mentor can help you with this. Now, the reason why we ask you to share your academic progress with your mentor is because your mentor needs to know how you're performing. Your mentor is responsible for helping you to be successful. The mentor cannot help you if the mentor doesn't know what your situation is. In addition to looking at the grade center of your Blackboard site during your meetings, you'll also be providing week 5 and week 10 progress reports. Those progress reports will be uploaded to the STEM Scholars Blackboard site, and so you can show them those progress reports by logging into Blackboard, or you can just show them the physical copy. Your mentors are also responsible for helping you to be successful in the program. Make sure that you accomplish or achieve all of the requirements of the program, and that you get ultimately that you're successful this semester and you get your stipend at the end of the semester. So you should also log into the STEM Scholars Blackboard site and access the grade center of the STEM Scholars Blackboard site. There you'll see, for example, which meetings you've attended, which outreach events you've attended. In other words, where you are in terms of fulfilling the requirements of the program. Okay? So share with your mentors through the Grade Center Blackboard sites your progress in all of your classes, as well as your progress in the program. Lastly, every time you meet with your mentor, they are responsible for recording the meeting in what we call a mentor meeting form. This is the only way Teresa and I know that you have met with your mentor. We have had some difficulty getting mentors to do that in the past. So what we're asking you to do is to make sure that before you leave your mentor's site, that you have confirmed that they have made an entry into that mentor meeting form. In fact, what we suggest is when you sit down with them, have them open the form, and they can actually type and record the details of your meeting right in the form. And then before you leave, make sure they submit it, and then you'll know that it's been recorded. Again, in the past, we've gone up to mentees and said, hey, Have you been meeting with your mentor? Because according to our records, you haven't had one meeting logged. You're like, oh yeah, I've been meeting every couple of weeks. Well, the reason why we didn't know that is because their mentor wasn't recording the meetings. So please, please, please make sure your mentors are recording your meetings in that form. Okay, that pretty much concludes everything I wanted to cover on Friday. Please be aware that I'll be providing you with a peer tutor schedule, a study jam schedule. Also, our next meeting will be September 20th. That is a Friday at 3:30. The topic will be creating resumes and maintaining a professional presence. Also, the Isthmus Engineering STEM Tour occurring September 26th. You can sign up for that through Blackboard. We only have 30 slots available, and I am opening up that tour to the entire Madison College community. So if you want to attend that STEM tour, I think it's going to be a great tour, then you want to sign up as soon as possible. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.